Hi there, Rick here. I just wanted to talk about this particular stock here, okay? Um, it's Luckin Coffee, okay? I'm looking at this date here, 2020, okay? Because remember, okay, there was a scandal involved with Luckin Coffee, okay? Um, I had a high of what? In 2020, okay, I had a high of $51.38. You can see it right there, okay? The scandal hit, okay? And, look what it dropped to, like $4.64. And I was just going to say, sometimes don't underestimate the Chinese market because the Chinese market is huge, okay? Like you're talking, they opened up, okay, 2,000 stores, okay, in China in a 12-month period alone, okay? Um, I was even reading an article how, what is it? A famous Olympic gold medalist, okay? She's involved in skiing, okay? Anyways, Luckin Coffee has kind of partnered with her, okay? And it's given the company a lot of what, um, just a lot of positive image since that's happened, okay? Um, but look, okay, it hit what, 95 cents, okay? It's traded over the counter now, okay? Within what, a few months here, okay? Um, Probably about a 6 month period, okay? It went from 95 cents all the way up to $8.06. So it's like a $7 jump, okay? In a matter of 6 months, okay? And if you bought like 1,000 shares, okay, and you sold around here, okay, $35, right? It'd be quite a nice profit because if you bought, okay, say for instance, 1,000 shares, okay, when it was 95 cents, and you sold it, okay, at $35 a share, okay, that would be a 35 times profit. So 35,000 US dollars right there, okay, from about 2020, okay, to 2024. Okay, so a 4 year period. Okay, yeah, you would have made $35,000. Okay, um, they've opened up a lot of stores in office buildings downstairs. Okay, Lucky Coffee, universities, right? All the prime locations, maybe train stations, um, major bus stations, ferry port terminal stations, right? They're getting all the prime locations, okay? Almost like what Starbucks is doing. They get a lot of some of the best locations, right? Um, just very busy areas, busy business blocks, right? That's why they're able to, generate these sorts of revenues. Um, and remember too, Starbucks has got um, vehicle outlets too. So you can drive in with your vehicle, okay, make your order, and just pay at the cashier. You don't even have to get out of your vehicle. So it's convenience too, okay. Um, Remember, I was following this stock quite a bit before, and I wish I continued to follow it because I had phoned Questrade and I asked them, what happens if you invest in a stock and then it gets delisted? Like, what happens to your money? And the person on the line told me, you basically lose your investment. Okay. So, I didn't like that. I thought that was kind of, too risky, right? You buy 1,000 shares and pay $1,000 and you end up losing it, right? Because, the scandal has just happened too, right? And Now now the securities exchange is deciding what to do with your stock, right? Whether or not, because they had to pay a fine, okay, to the SEC. I think I was reading the article, $180 million, right? And that's quite a large fine, okay. The chairman and the CEO were fired, okay, because you're falsifying um, your net revenue, um, yeah, and just doing a lot of other fraudulent accounting procedures, right? Well, a big turnaround for Luckin Coffee, right? I wish I had bought, even 100 shares, okay? Then I would have it in my summary, my watch list, okay? I could see it recovering, right? And I would probably try to read, more, news articles on it, just trying to figure out, what the company has been doing, um, because, they're trying to turn around their company, right? After this very bad scandal, right? Um, and then they got a famous gold medalist, um, Eileen Gual, right, to partner up with the company, right? And she's quite famous. She probably doesn't want to do any sorts of scandalous activity in the company, right? And if she did know that something like that was happening in the company, she would probably have to. Well, she'd probably want to distance herself from the company, right? Talk to the executives on the board, right? Just saying, if you're gonna run your company like this, I'm gonna leave the company. I'm gonna take all my shares and cash them out, and I'm just gonna leave it. And then, then the press would have probably been very curious. Okay, why did she leave the board of directors, right? Okay, unless there was something seriously happening in the management of the company that something that she didn't like, right? And maybe a bunch of people would start dumping the shares, right? And the stock would start going down too, right? So yeah, it's very interesting how companies play out. And it's kind of like a balancing act, almost, right? If you have the right people in there, okay, the right management team, right, um, it reflects. It really reflects in the company's performance, okay? Because I know that in mining, people do that too, okay? If they see that, okay, all these well-known people in the mining industry have got together and they taken over or started a new mining company or taking over a mining company, right? Um, the stock can turn it around very quickly. Okay, I seen it in the oil and gas industry because there was an oil and gas stock I was watching before. I even traded it sometimes, but it shot up from about $1 to $15, and I thought it was going to be a huge pullback after that, but no, it went to $20. Okay, that is a huge movement. Okay, because it jumped from $1 to $15 in a matter of overnight. Okay, 1 day trade, or and a few days later it jumped from 15 to 20. Okay, so whoever had, well, like, I mean, um, and I was trying to find out, okay, why did the stock move up so much, right? And then I heard that, okay, they had a new management team, right? And it was supposed to be a very experienced management team, and that was the reason why the stock shot up. So I was just amazed, right? Because you have to remember, if you had 1,000 shares in that, um, I'm not sure if it was on the US exchange, but that would have been a $20,000 profit right there if you're holding on to 1,000 shares of it. And I probably would have cashed out at, well, at Well, I probably would have cashed out at 15,000. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that it would have jumped from $15 to um, $20 in a matter of a couple of days. I would be expecting a major pullback. Okay. Maybe even, all the way back to $8. Okay. But, you know, um, I wish I had followed Luckin Coffee because, like I say, don't underestimate the Chinese market, okay? Because there's something like there's a billion Chinese people in China, right? And they just have such a huge market, okay? Um, when you have that many people, um, buying coffee, um, it's just compared to North America, okay, in some of the locations, you have sometimes twice as many, even three times as many people buying coffee, right? So right now the share price is at $18.50, okay? Almost 2.04 million shares have already been traded in it, okay?